Well, sir, out in the woods, Mr. Fox is looking for food, as usual. "I think I'd like something a little special today," says Mr. Fox. Now, you take a raccoon. He gets all excited over eating just a few nuts. And that skunk, he thinks roots are delicious. Yes. And just give a porcupine a few leaves, and he's happy. But I want something special. Aha! Now here's something I really like. Sweet, juicy grapes. Very nice. A little high, maybe, but I think I can take care of that. One good jump ought to do it, I think. Now, up, a little higher than I thought. Oh, well, they're probably sour. I'm sure they are sour. And why should I bother with sour grapes? So they're sour now, are they, Mr. Fox? Just because you can't reach them. Sour grapes. It's so easy to say that when you can't get them. The next day, Mr. Fox is prowling through the woods, really hungry this time, and smelling something good, somewhere nearby. Ah, cheese. Rich, tasty cheese. But how did it get way up in that tree? That thief, Blackie Crow, must have stolen it and carried it up there. "Hi there, Mr. Fox," calls out Blackie. "Have some cheese. It's very good." "Will I have some?" thinks Mr. Fox. "I'll get it all if I can only climb this tree." Blackie Crow feels quite safe. "Come on up," he calls. And hungry Mr. Fox does his best. First on this side, and then on that. But the branches are in his way. As Mr. Fox works, he begins to think of a sly scheme to get the cheese. Now let me see. I've got to make Blackie Crow pick up the whole piece of cheese. If he'll just do that, I believe, yes, I'm quite sure, I can get him to drop it. Just look at him. How pleased he is with himself. How proud and vain he is. I'll flatter him, that's what I'll do. I'll flatter him. I'll tell him what a fine fellow he is. And soon I'll have him doing anything I want. I'll make him give up that cheese. Well, here goes. "Morning, friend Crow. That's a beautiful, sleek black coat you have there." Aha! I think my scheme is going to work. "You must be quite a strong fellow. Can you really pick up that heavy piece of cheese?" Aha! He did it. What a powerful beak. What beautiful feathers. What a graceful neck. I don't mind saying that you're the handsomest crow I've ever had the pleasure of seeing. What lovely dark eyes. And what a voice. So pleasing when you speak. It must be beautiful when you sing. Couldn't I hear just one little song? Just one? You cheat. You didn't really want to hear me sing. All you wanted was the cheese. Yum, yum. You learned a lesson, didn't you, friend Crow? He who falls for flattery is a fool. Today, sly Mr. Fox is calling on Old Man Stork. He finds Old Man Stork in a pond among the tall reeds, catching tiny fish for dinner. So, Mr. Fox says to him, "What a hard way to get your meals." But Old Man Stork pays no attention. So Mr. Fox dashes across, almost frightening the old fisherman, and then begins again. "Friend Stork, You seem to have a very hard time finding something to eat. Why not come and dine with me? I have some elegant food. Plenty for us both. Now, what do you say? Why, thank you very kindly, Neighbor Fox. This is a real surprise, and I shall be most delighted. It's really very nice of you to think of inviting me. Now, please lead the way, and I shall follow. Old Man Stork is really happy to be invited to Mr. Fox's home. So he follows along through the tall reeds. Mr. Fox is making sure that Old Man Stork doesn't lose his way. Now, on through the woods, closer and closer to Mr. Fox's dining room, where the dinner is already prepared. What a surprise this will be, thinks sly Mr. Fox as he gets everything ready. Old Stork is thinking only about how kind Mr. Fox is to invite him over to dinner, and wondering what he will have to eat. Now, friend Stork, it's all ready, and it's all for you, if you'll excuse me. Oh, come now, don't eat the plate. Try the soup. This is good. And Old Man Stork tries politely to sip the thin soup with his long, sharp beak. It's delicious, friend Stork, don't you think? Well, possibly so. I could do better, though, if you had served it in a deeper bowl. This one, well, I just can't seem to, oh, who in the world could eat this way? Why, says Mr. Fox, I'm surprised. Watch me. Wonderful soup. Wonderful. Only now does the old Stork see that Mr. Fox is having a joke at his expense, and he begins to work out a plan of his own. Very tasty, says Mr. Fox. Would you have a little more? No, thanks, replies Old Man Stork. Really had plenty. Now, I would be very pleased if you'd come over to my place for dessert. Won't you? Mr. Fox could hardly believe his ears. Ah, do you agree? Then come on with me. This time, Old Man Stork leads the way. Mr. Fox has played his joke on me, and let him laugh while he can. It's my turn now. Mr. Fox can't understand why Old Man Stork is so good to him, but he'll soon find out. All right, Brother Fox. Come on, dessert is waiting. I hope my little friend hasn't lost his way. Ah, here he comes. Help yourself, my boy. Oh-ho, thinks Mr. Fox. What's this? And that dessert smells so delicious, too. Now, let's see. How do I go about getting it? Begin at the top, Old Man Stork suggests. At the top, of course, thinks Mr. Fox. And he tries. And he tries again. I won't let that stork get the best of me. My dear fellow, don't be bashful. Just help yourself. Tut-tut now, please don't eat my vase. There's plenty of food for both of us inside. Now just reach down from the top. My. Why keep running around? Here, let me show you. Ah, delicious. Very tasty. Now, my dear fellow, please try again. No, thank you. I know when I've had enough. Well, well, says Old Man Stork, if you insist. And thanks very much for coming over. And remember, friend Fox, this lesson. The last laugh is the best laugh. This is indeed a very good lesson. He who laughs last, laughs best.